Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Let me go and set up this room real quick and then we'll get started. So today is Thursday, February 10th. It is 6:17 right now. Market is going to open in about 13 minutes. So let me just get everything all set up here. And once everything's all set up, we can get started with our analysis for the day. So let's get this going right here. All right, cool. That looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, cool. Everybody's making their way in right now. All right, cool. Hey, Kenny, morning. Morning, Finley. Morning, everybody. All right, cool. People are still making their way in, guys. So good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, February 10th. It's 6:20 right now. Market is going to open in about 10 minutes. So once enough people are in the room, we'll get started with our analysis for the day. And then we can get started with this trading session. Hey, Kenneth, morning. Morning, Brenda. Morning, everybody. Morning, Sisuk. Morning, everybody. All right, guys, so let's start off with retail sentiment. So looking over at retail sentiment today, it is 62% short. That means that there's 62% of retail traders on the short side. With that said, it looks like we're going to be looking for some buys today because we want to do the opposite of everyone else. So if everyone's shorting, we're going to be looking to buy. Looking over here at the fundamentals right now, market is currently closed. So we'll look at the futures data. It's currently down 244 points right now. We'll see what happens when the market opens. If this becomes the case, and there will be no conflicts between the fundamentals and retail sentiment. So if that becomes the case, it's going to be a bit difficult for us to have a bias for today. And if we don't have a bias with retail sentiment and the fundamentals, and we'll have to look at the technicals. So looking over here at the technicals, currently it is bearish as well. Reason for that is because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Looking over at the 5 minute or 3 minute, actually, same situation, price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Here on the 5 minute, same thing, below the pivots, trend meter is red. And lastly, here on the 10 minute, same situation, price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. One thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that this drop here happened around news time. So news time happened around here at 5:30. And let's see what news was at 5:30. I believe it was the inflation news. So going over here to Thursday, February 10th, at 5:30, we had core CPI, CPI, and unemployment claims. So all of this news here was positive, but a lot of people ended up selling, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a line so that you guys can see where price was before news happened. Because when the market opens, what's probably going to happen is price is going to swing right back up to news price. So right over here. So this pink line right here, basically where these sessions are is where news happened. So what we might see when market reopens is price might swing all the way back up to where price was prior to that news event. And then when price reaches that point, one or two things will happen. Price will either bounce off and come back down, or price will break through and continue pushing up even higher. So that's something to keep an eye out for. I'll keep down the chart there so that you guys can follow. Other than that, let me go ahead and just mark up all of the liquidity areas right here so that we know where price will be hitting liquidity and where it will likely be pushing up higher and higher. All right. So there goes the areas of liquidity. We got some more down here and another one right there. All right, so that's pretty much it right there. You guys can see there's a lot of liquidity on the top side right here. If price ends up pushing above here, it's probably gonna push up even higher. Going over to the clean chart, I'll do the same thing over here as well. So we have opening price, which is right there, or not opening price, but price where it was prior to the news. So we do have some liquidity right here. You guys are probably gonna hear my dog barking in the background. My other dog's here today, so I'll hear my bark. You guys probably hear in the background. All right, so there's liquidity zones right there. I'm gonna draw lines here at market open, 6:30. Hey, Kodi. So, all right, so we got a couple. Let me see if there's any other news today as well. So we got news at 10 o'clock. We got natural gas storage at 7:30. I guess I could put some lines there just to identify when those news events are happening. It's low impact, but it's, I mean, obviously you can still affect the market one way or another. So at 7:30, I'll just put a vertical line there so that we can be aware. 7:30 right there. Hey, Ray, morning. Morning, Ray. Morning, Dave. Morning, Miles. Morning, Lisa. Morning, everyone. Surin said that's London Open. London Open, I think that's London Open for you, Surin. 5:30 for us that's like 5 hours after you, I believe, because London Open for us is midnight. So I think that's technically sorry, my time zones are all messed up. Yeah, I think the time difference for us is you guys are 5:30 for you it's gonna be about 10:30 for you, I believe, or 11 o'clock, because 5:30 for us is New York Open. Anyways, I was gonna mark up one at 7:30. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. Let me color this red. There you go. And then I'm gonna color a red line there too for news. 7:30. All right, so everything looks pretty much solid here. I'm gonna take this off. We got about 4 minutes till market open, so we'll see where this ends up going. Let's move this a little higher right there. Right there. All right, so everything's pretty much marked up. As you guys can see, a lot of liquidity on the top side. There's some liquidity below here, but not very much. But we'll see where price goes. Let's keep an eye out of opening price. Keep an eye out for our news happened over here, and then we'll keep an eye out for this line right here as well, because we have what is it? We have natural gas storage. So. All right, cool. So it looks good right here. Morning, Professor. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Maria. Morning, Jason. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Sisu. Who else is here? Let's see. Morning, Steven. All right, cool. All right, guys. Morning, Mauricio. Morning, everybody. Yeah, I know the inflation's crazy here in the US. Literally everything's expensive. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, everybody. So, guys, it's 6:28 right now. Market is going to open in about 2 minutes. So we'll see what happens here shortly. All right, so let me just check CNBC, see if there's any news right now. I'm refreshing this right now. Currently pre-market, the entire indexes are all red. So the Dow is currently down 248 points, S&P is down 57 points, and NASDAQ's down 294 points. It says inflation rises 7.5% over the past year, even more than expected, and highest since 1982. So inflation is not good for us, guys. It's not good for anybody. So, I'm pretty sure that's what caused the price to come spiking down. I think the news was positive, but it wasn't necessarily positive with regard to the inflation being a good thing. It's just that it was not as bad as they were expecting. So we'll see. Well, I mean, not as bad for like the people who are predicting it, aka forex factory. But inflation overall is not a good thing. So whether it goes up a little bit or a lot, it's still not going to be good for the economy. So we'll see what happens. Market is going to open in about a minute, and then we will see what our bias will be for the day. Retail sentiment is still going to take precedent. So if the fundamentals are not very decisive, we're going to go with retail sentiment. If fundamentals are strong, then it's going to be a bit of a tricky situation as we wait for confirmation on our end. All right, so market is about to open right now. So market is now open. Let's see what happens here. So Steven, if you're looking for the breakout, you just need a strong green candle here, because we already have a buy momentum here. So if you get a strong green candle, then this would be your breakout here. I'm personally not going to take it because the inflation news just came out. So you're probably going to see some manipulation on open right here, but I will mark it up for you because I know this is like the main trade that you take every day. I do find this trade to be risky, guys. So if you guys are thinking about taking this, I probably wouldn't take it. Steven likes to take these trades. So this is why I'm just marking it up for him and identifying it. It needs to be a strong green candle, meaning little to no wick on the top side. There's a big wick on the top side, no entry. Right. So this would technically be a breakout right here, Steven, but I wouldn't take it because it's right at the sessions right here. But I mean, if it hits, it hits. So right here, it's at the sessions, which is a really highly manipulated area where price can easily do one of two things. It'll either work out in your favor or it'll reverse on you. So right here, if price can do one of two things, it'll bounce off it or it'll break through and push up right to your TP. You can see right here, it is pushing up in profit, but obviously it's a bit risky. So let's take a look at the fundamentals real quick. All right, fundamentals for the day are currently, they're down 234 points. So there's going to be a big conflict here with regard to fundamentals, which are very down, and retail sentiment here, which is also short. So they're not going to be lining up. There's no conflicts between the two. We generally want a confluence there in order for us to take trades. So as you can see right here, price isn't really moving too much, not really as much as we would expect it to. Yeah, Stephen, this is the breakout right here. Let's see if maybe I could just catch like the last push of it as it pushes up higher. But I mean, for the most part, I'm not going to take the breakout. You can see right here where price is kind of not really choosing a direction yet. It's going back and forth. This is why it's a bit risky at this point. So let me see what else I'm missing over here. Other than that, there's no other entries available right now. Market is actually moving a little slower. It's moved like about 200 pips since open. We would expect it to move a bit more. We'll see what happens here. It's like people are trying to buy the dip at this point. So here we go with the retest of the session. It's basically the London low. I know Peter said, where's the volatility? Damn, there's like no volatility at all right now. Super slow. So I don't know if I'm going to hop into this breakout because the market is not volatile at all. It's actually really slow. So I'm going to probably just hold off for a bit. I was thinking of maybe catching the last push of it up here if it does hit TP. But it is moving extremely slow right now. So. All right, I'm gonna hold off on this for right now. And yes, there's a V3 right here for a sell, guys. The only problem is that the stop loss is kind of tight. It already hit TP, so it's too late to enter if you guys are thinking about entering. For whoever entered it, you know, great, it already hit your TP, but it is moving way too slow right now. So yeah, as you guys can see here, V3 right there. I'm gonna let it move up. I'm gonna let it move a little bit before I decide to take it. And this is exactly why I wouldn't have taken that breakout. So you guys can see right here, it faked out at this area right here where I circled around, because one of two things will happen. Price will either come up and shoot up high, or it'll come right back down. Another reason why I wouldn't have taken it is because everything's pointing towards a sell right now. Fundamentals are for a sell. Fundamentals are very strong for a sell. They're down 260 points. Also, technicals are very hard for a sell as well. So sell that for 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minutes. So I wouldn't be looking for sells here either way. I mean, I wouldn't be looking for buys here. I would be looking for sells. So now that that's over with, let's delete this stuff here. What we'll do next is we will be looking for possible sells. Retail sentiment's it's currently at 62% or 61%, but it's not very strong. The thing that's stronger here today is fundamentals and technicals. So what I'm going to wait for a bit is I'm going to wait for price to stabilize and choose the direction. I want price to either push up or I want price to push down, right? If we get a confirmation as to where price is going, if price continues to push down lower, then we can possibly continue to take some sells here. If price pushes to the upside and then comes back down for a retracement and then pushes up higher, then I'll be looking for some buys because the bias is going to change here, right? The problem with this here is that you need to choose which bias that you want to use with regard to your direction. So if you want to go with fundamentals here, you want to go for a sell. If you want to go with retail sentiment, you want to go for a buy, because obviously retail sentiment over here is pointing towards the upside, right? Because it shows that retail traders are on the short. So if retail traders are short, you want to do the opposite. However, this move here might not happen until a lot later. Like for example, here, price might just keep going sideways for a while. And then after maybe a few minutes or so, like maybe 30 minutes or an hour, price might push up to here. And then it'll demonstrate its direction, because it'll do this. It'll come up, come down, then come back up higher. This is kind of what we're waiting for. We're either waiting for price to come up and do this, or the opposite. If it doesn't come up, then we want it to come down further and do the same thing in the opposite direction, right? There's no direction set right now, so I'm not looking to take any trades, because the thing is, price can really go either way. There's a bias for a buy, there's a bias for a sell. You can see here, price is now pushing up. That's why I'm not taking trades at the moment. I'm just waiting for some sort of confirmation here. So guys, I see there's a lot of questions here. Let me see if I could, since we're not really looking for anything right now, I could probably answer this question really quickly. Let's see. I'll just scroll real quick. Steven, are you still in the breakout? If you're still in the breakout, you should probably exit in profit, Steven. There was, so I'm not sure if you listened to my whole analysis right there, Steven, but I kind of explained why it was risky for either way, to be in a buy or a sell, because price can go either way. I'm waiting for price to set a direction. If I knew price was going to keep pushing up, then yes, I would have taken the buy with you. But the problem is that it was right at the sessions right here. And you can see price hasn't really chosen a direction yet. It just keeps bouncing around this area. Price is eventually going to push up, or it's going to push down far. It just hasn't done that yet. So until that happens, I'm not going to have a direction to trade in. So yeah, Steven, if you can exit in profit, I would exit in profit. So let me see if there's anything else over here real quick. Yeah, Madu asked, so fundamentals or sentiment are opposite. You're going to be or feel more comfortable about trading both ways or just one direction. You always want to trade in one direction, Madu. You don't want to trade in both directions. Just like I said, just right now, right? Price can go either way. It can go up or it can go down. You're taking a gamble if you're trading in both directions, because what could happen is you can take a sell and you could lose. And then you could be like, oh, price is going up. You take a buy and then you lose there as well. If you want to take sells, stick to sells. If you want to take buys, stick to buys. But right now I'm waiting for a confirmation. Waiting for a confirmation that price either goes, one way or the other. But there hasn't been a confirmation. I mean, if you just look at the candles here from open, literally right here, it hasn't really chosen any direction to go. It's still just going sideways right here. So it's just going to be a matter of time. Eventually, it's going to break out. You'll see the breakout to the upside, or you'll see the breakout to the bottom side. And then from there, we can wait to see if price continues to push in that direction. I think price is going to go up, though. In my personal preference, I think price is going to go up because retail sentiment generally has more precedent than fundamentals here, because this is what will happen. It'll be short here, and then what happens is a lot of people bandwagon onto these sells, right? A lot of people just put sells on, and then all of a sudden price just shoots the opposite way, even though fundamentals are so strong for a sell. Kind of like what happened yesterday, right? So if you guys remembered the market yesterday, the entire market was like completely completely red or green, I can't remember, but price was going the complete opposite for the entire session. So definitely want to wait for that confirmation. Here you see price now starting to push to the upside, but it's not really up there yet. We need it to be farther out. So we need price to pretty much fan out from where it currently is, because there just isn't any clear direction right now. There you go. Price is starting to fan out to the top side. At this point, we might start to be able to have some sort of direction. But not yet, guys. I wouldn't just hop in just yet. I would wait for price to come up. I would wait for it to come back down and then provide some sort of entry where we can get in after that confirmation, because there is a lot of liquidity right there. And you see price is pushing up pretty heavy right now. Let's see. Yeah, there was another V3 right here, but I wouldn't have taken it. Or actually, there was no V3 because this account right here wasn't low. So here goes, price pushes up. Pretty much what I drew earlier, guys, it's playing out how we anticipated, right? You got to wait for it to push up. Now it's going to push up. We're going to wait for it to pull back and then shoot back up. And then once that happens, it's going to hit liquidity over here. And it's going to give us an opportunity to hop into these buys. But we need a confirmation first. We can't just hop into these trades just yet. So be patient, guys. Don't just hop in. You can see here on the 3-minute, it still hasn't confirmed the change yet either. So price needs to be up here as well. Same with the 5. Price is so far from the pivots, but it needs to be up there. But as you can see, price is pushing up. This is why I use retail sentiment more importantly than fundamentals. But if they line up, then obviously it's a great move. However, for the most part, I would probably go with retail sentiment if I had the opportunity. Nice. Solange said the 3-minute daily hit TP. So this would have been technically the daily entry, hit TP right there. Nice. And Solange took it. So great work right there, guys. Take a look at sentiment real quick. Sentiment's currently 60% short. Looks like a lot of people are getting stopped out. So as you can see, it was 62% short earlier. Now there's only 60%. There's a couple of reasons why that could be happening. One of the reasons is that people have their stop losses around this area right here, because generally people like to put their stop losses around the swing high. They probably got stopped out. So if they got stopped out, they're no longer in the sells. That's why the number right here kind of decreased a little bit at 60%. We'll see what happens shortly. All right, so what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for a retracement to the downside. If we get a retracement to the downside and then we get some sort of variation to the upside, then probably hop into it. One thing that you want to be careful for is that these sessions right here. So if price gets near these sessions, it's going to be the same thing that happened here when it was at this session below. It can bounce off it or it can push above it, right? Same thing with this purple one over here. It can bounce off it or it can shoot above it. So this is where you guys want to be a bit careful if you guys are looking to enter trades, because the last thing you want to do is enter trade and then it reverses on you immediately. All right, so price is pushing up higher. Looks like it's going to hit these areas of liquidity right here. So let's keep an eye out for that right there. Here we see volatility kind of dying down a little bit. This might be the retracement that we were looking for. So as the price pushed up right here, we're looking for it to retrace down a little bit, look for possible variation, and take it as it goes back up. Variation or high-low, I mean, whatever comes really. Let's go over here to the clean chart. Just make some changes over here. Got a couple right here. This one. All right, so this is a clean chart right here, guys. As you guys can see, this blue line is when market opened at 630. Price is obviously very bullish for now. Move this a little higher. All right, so this is going to be perfect right here. If price comes back down, this is kind of what I'm looking for. If price comes back down right here, when it comes back up for the retest, it will hit liquidity right here, right? And then when it hits liquidity, it'll push up to the next level right here. And then when it hits liquidity around there, it can probably push up to the next area up here. And then when it hits liquidity right here, it'll just keep going even higher, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking for right here. I was hoping that it would pull back a little bit. It didn't pull back. So unfortunately, that whole setup that I kind of anticipated right here is probably not going to play out that smoothly. It's a pattern that I see a lot where price will test liquidity, it'll come back down, and then when on the second retest, it pushes up pretty heavy. Yeah, Rick said going back to news like always. So that's why I have the pink line over here. This is where price was prior to news. It's just recovering back to where it was prior to news. Because this whole move right here, this entire move right here, guys, is all based off news, right? You guys know that. This whole drop right here that happened at 5:30 when the news came out is all news based. So price needs to go back to where it was prior so this can just disappear, right? Because price is technically supposed to be up here. This is where price is supposed to be. Price dropped because that news event came out, the inflation news. Price needs to go back to where it was prior to that so that it can continue along its way. So we'll see. We have the high right here. I don't mind if price continues to drop down a little bit. Yeah, same with the 10-minute over here. So Same with the 10-minute. I could even draw that right there. So that pink line right there is going to be where news happened, right? I wouldn't be surprised if price comes back up to that point. So that's where it's supposed to go. So price right here is going to keep bouncing around this area. This is fine. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for a retracement. I want price to kind of retrace a bit. Maybe even provide us a sell signal or some sort. And then we can take a variation to the upside. Also, I want a sell signal here so that we can probably catch a triple confluence. So I'm looking for a variation or a triple confluence right there. All right, so we got the low right here. This is exactly what we're looking for. Next up, we need a sell signal. Yeah, so let's see what happens right here. There goes that sell signal, perfect. Or it didn't close. Yeah, potential snipe right here as well, guys. Just like Solange mentioned. Let me see if I could draw some zones around this area. It's pretty messy here except for that drop. Yeah, you guys want to be careful. I wouldn't take a sell snipe here, but technically there's a sell snipe that's building up right there. Depends on where this candle closes. Yeah, potential sell snipe right there. I'm not going to take it though. It's too risky. I'm still waiting for price to swing back to the upside. Yeah, technically right there. So yeah, I wouldn't take it because I think price is going to push up. So I wouldn't take that snipe there. Oh fuck, it hit liquidity. So it did hit liquidity right here. It's probably going to push up higher. So this is the liquidity I was aiming for, right? It's probably going to push up to this point right here, to this next line. The only problem is that there's a lot of sessions right here, guys. There's a ton of sessions right here. So it can bounce off any of these points. You can see right here, it's bouncing directly off it, right? See that green line? So price is bouncing directly off it. This is where you guys want to be a bit careful because there's a sessions right here and there's another sessions right here, but it is hitting liquidity. So it did exactly what I anticipated, right? I mentioned if price hit this point here, it's going to push up and probably test this area right here, right? And it did. So now that it's pushed right there, it's going to keep pushing up because it just keeps hitting liquidity. The only thing that I'm worried about is that it's right at these sessions right here. If we didn't have these sessions, and if we had an actual entry like a triple confluence or a variation, I would have taken it, but there's no entry here. So I'm not just going to take any trades because you can see right here, it's bouncing right off the sessions. One of two things will happen. Price will either bounce off it or it'll continue pushing up higher. You know, I don't like having too many scenarios. I want one scenario. Like if price breaks above here and there's no session, I would just write it up. But right here, there's too many opportunities for price to reverse on you. So I wouldn't take the trade. I never take really speculation trades like that. I only take trades if there's an actual entry, but there just isn't one that's available right now. But you can see price is pretty spot on with these sessions right here. Price came literally to the sessions and then bounced off it. They'll probably come up for retest, but there's still no entry available. So let's see. Oh yeah, so Charles, you're actually right. This is actually the daily entry right here. So I don't know if the daily entry hit yesterday. Actually, guys, so if you guys took the daily entry from yesterday, it was a sell right here. It hits full TP. So every daily entry this week hit full TP. This would have hit full TP right there. And then again, right here, this is another daily entry as well. And I didn't realize to look at that. But yeah, this is another daily entry right here. Off that 10-minute, looks like it's about to hit full TP. So I do think price is going to push back up to that. Yeah, so all the dailies hit full TP. The daily hit full TP on Monday, hit TP on Tuesday, hit full TP on Wednesday. Then again today, it looks like it might hit full TP again here for a buy. So my bias is definitely for a buy. Obviously, it's been a buy for this entire morning. I'm just looking for actual entries. I'm not just going to hop in for no reason. I'm going to be looking for some sort of variation or whatever I can get here, and I'm going to write it up. So let me just take these off right here. But yeah, nice catch right there, Charles. I didn't even realize to look at the daily entry because it doesn't usually come up that early, but it came up pretty early today. But yeah, if you guys have been taking the daily, it's been hitting TP pretty much every day this week. So what I need here, guys, is I need a sell signal. So if we get a sell signal, then we can take a variation, or we can take a variation, or we can take a triple confluence. Those are like the two main things, but we can't take either of them until we have a sell signal. So we need a sell signal. That's going to be one of the main things I'm looking for here. The sell signal is 100% required because it's one of the requirements. We need a pending signal in order for us to take the trade. And this is why you guys got to be patient, wait for an actual entry, because if you guys FOMO into trades, you can get into some like pretty nasty drawdown. John said market is cooking. Yeah, man. Oh, there goes that sell signal right there. Okay, so that's exactly what we were looking for. This is perfect. For the sell signal. We need it to close though. So, all right, let's see where we're at. We need it to close, and then once it closes, we can write it on its way back up. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Looks like some of you guys sent in some profits already. Looks like Jason over here. Jason locking 5,559. He took trades both ways this morning. Took the sell initially, and then he took the buy on its way back up. So made some nice profit right there, Jason. Congrats. I think Dre, I think you're in the room now, right? It should be good. All right, nice. Here's Maddie's profits over here. Maddie locked in 1,080. Took two buys right there. The variations that you saw earlier. 534 off this account. And then 162 off this account. I haven't taken anything on my accounts yet, guys. I'm still waiting for those entries. We don't have anything here yet. Randy said, oh, there goes the yawn. I know. Whenever I yawn, it's like an indicator the market's kind of trash. But it could pick up. It doesn't have to keep moving like this. You can see that market's not really doing much right now. It's just, I mean, it's literally just going sideways at this moment. And you know, I was noticing a lot of these high lows are hitting. Like for example, right here, if we took this high low right here, just the original high low, it would have been a full TP already right there. A lot of the basic strategies that we use, like the ones that we don't use as confluence, they're all like pretty much hitting, because the problem is the market's not moving smooth enough for us to have like a lot of these more high probability trades, but the riskier ones are actually hitting. Man, and they're all like pretty much pushing up pretty nice. Like not that one, not that one. Again, right here, we had a low right here. It was a high low entry. Not that I recommend you guys go and use the risky ones, but you can see they all hit TP again right there. There's smaller moves. You go for about 100 pips, but obviously it is a bit risky. All right, so we got the sell signal there. It appeared, then it disappeared. We just need one sell signal here, like any type of sell signal, whether it be valid or invalid. And then once we have variations, we can start taking the trades. But that's pretty much the main thing that we're looking for and waiting for at this moment. All right. All right, cool. So there's a clean chart, nothing much going on there. You can see price is just consolidating right now, right? Not really much going on. So we're just gonna wait. This sell signal just hasn't came yet. It keeps coming up and it disappears. We need it to close. Volatility is actually really low right now too. If you measure these candles here, these are moving like less than 100 pips each candle for the body. They just push up about 100 pips and they'll come back down. There's just like literally no volatility right now. Rick said this market has killed my buzz. I know it's not really doing much, but this can just mean that price is preparing for a breakout. So that's something to look out for too. As price starts to squeeze like this, we're probably going to get like a crazy breakout one way or the other. So it's just gonna be a matter of time until it does something. Yeah, and Professor also said, and we are hanging around the sessions as well. Yeah, there just isn't much for us to take right now at all. I definitely wouldn't take any sells though, guys. Even though the fundamentals are pointing for a sell, price is pushing up. So it's not even that strong anymore, guys. So if you guys saw earlier, this was like 288 points in the red. Now it's only 85 points in the red. So I definitely would not take any sells at the moment. Looking over here at retail sentiment is 61% short. So this is actually working out in our favor. It started to push to the upside where we want it to go anyways. So, but first things first, we still need that sell signal. Until we get that sell signal, we're not going to have any entry available right now. This is okay right here too. This is kind of what I want. I want price to actually come down from where it currently is, because if it does, it will provide liquidity right here around this area. So then when it does push up, we'll have a huge push to the upside. Obviously it broke it right there. We'll have to wait for it to confirm. I'm just hoping it gives us that sell signal before it pushes up higher, because I don't want it to keep pushing higher and then we miss out on this entire move, because we have a lot of space right here where we can take trades. Yeah, so this is technically a high-low entry, not a triple confluence, but a high-low if it closes. Kind of tempted to take it, but I don't know if I'm going to take it. I might just wait. I should not get FOMO right now. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to wait. This is technically a high-low entry right here, but I'm just going to wait, guys. I don't want to get any FOMO right now because price is just playing around with us. It's like literally playing around. I need a confirmation of that sell signal so we can take these buys. And it would hit TP just like I anticipated. It's all good. Yeah, that would have been a solid. That would have been a solid high low right there. So this is using one of the original high low strategies right here. As you can see, we have a lot of strategies here that we would use, but this would be the high low scalp right there. That's a strategy that I just mentioned. So it's all good. I mean, stupid market. I'm looking for these like really high probability trades, but the market is not really moving smoothly at all. It's kind of just going back and forth. But as you guys can see, the strategy still works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It just depends on how risky you want to be. Do you want to be a risky trader? Or you want to be a conservative trader? With this right now, the market's just too slow. Nice. A lot of you guys took that high low right there. Zildjian just sent me his profits. So Zildjian took that high low, made 725. Nice work, Zildjian. Scotty over here took that high low as well, made 1,035 off that. Nice work, Scotty. Dejan over here took the high low right there, made about 390 off that. Another buy before that, 290. Looks like you took some trades during Asia over here. It's all good. So nice work, Dejan, off that. Yeah, exactly. Anton said no sells above pivots and trend meter. Yeah, no, definitely. Because you'll be going against the trend if you do that. So if we're using that bias, the bias that we've been using, our entire bias pretty much is pointing towards a buy. Retail sentiment's up, trend meter is green, price is above the pivots. Definitely looking for a buy here. So yeah, no, you guys are on point. All right, man. Freaking, well, the market gives us something now. The market's moving too slow. Exactly, Anton. Yeah, no, I agree. Oh, I see. Dejan said those Asia trades I took were perfect. I just wanted to go to sleep, so I closed them, which is a smart decision. They both ended up hitting in like 15 minutes later. Yeah, I know. I got you, Dejan. It happens sometimes, guys. If you guys don't want to risk it, which is a smart move, especially if you're going to bed and you can't follow them. So Dejan said that these two losses right here should have been wins, but he just closed them because he wanted to go to bed. All right, Maddie just got funded on another 100K account. So Maddie just passed his right here, verification. Just got funded on another 100K account on FTMO. Congrats, Maddie over here. Maddie's just stacking up those accounts. Great work, Maddie. Let's keep it going. Yes, you got MFF and you got FTMO. So you're good, bro. All right, let's see. Not really much going on here. Price still pushing up. You can see where price is likely to touch, right? Price is probably going to go up here and touch price before the news event. I mean, really no surprise there. It's what was expected. Looks like the daily is about to hit full TP as well. Oh, it already hit full TP. So guys, every daily entry today or this week has hit full TP. The daily from Monday hit full TP. The daily from Tuesday hit full TP. Yesterday, full TP. It took longer yesterday, but it did hit full TP. And then again today, full TP. Let's see. Yeah, Dejan said, I'm honestly surprised there hasn't been any sort of retrace or anything on this move up. Yeah, no, same here. Yeah, no, typically there'd be some sort of retracement. I mean, even right here, this is why I was kind of worried why I was worried to take this high low early right here because I was worried that price was going to retrace back, but it didn't. Obviously, it just pushed up higher. There's just no entries at all. This market today is just, I wouldn't even call it choppy. I would just call it slow. Like it's moving, but it's moving really slow. All right, so let's see. We can finally possibly get an entry here. As I said, Sean is struggling to stay awake. You know, this market's just not exciting enough. It's too so today is not isn't so good. And so I say just draw your own sell signal. Yeah, let's do this. I'll draw. All right, guys, we got a sell signal right here. I think we're ready to take a trade. We'll just draw one right there. I think we're good now. Oh man, this is it's taking forever. It's already 7:08. We haven't had a sell signal this whole time. And market's been open for this whole period and hasn't given us anything. This we're gonna get it eventually though. So just being patient, waiting for it. Looks like it is coming back out for retracement right now. So just a matter of time until it puts it out there. But yeah, as you guys can see, price is going back to where it's supposed to be. Price needs to be in this area. This is literally where it's supposed to be. So if you go back and you just see where price currently was, this is where price is supposed to be. It's supposed to be around this area right here. Once it goes into this area, it'll go sideways. And then from this point, price will go up or down. So, you know, I always try to remind you guys that like price is usually manipulated around news. This whole area right here, this price was all like the catalyst of this drop right here was based off the news, right? And that would be considered some sort of manipulation because price was based off the news and then it's coming right back to where it was before the news happened. So we'll see where this goes here. Joshua said, drawing signals is a new V4, right? We're gonna create our own. We're gonna create our own entries off this. Rick said, you are so many with your overall analysis. You were so great. You were so money with your overall analysis. Yeah, no, definitely, guys. Yeah, and I know Rick's making a lot of profit off this because my analysis, you know, I give you guys the same analysis every day. It lines up perfectly. You know, the only reason I'm able to identify this is because I've been trading US30 every day for like 3 years now. If you trade something well enough, this is why I always recommend someone just get really good at trading one asset. Like for me, I'm really good at US30 because I trade this every single day. If you guys trade something every single day like I do, you guys will be able to see these patterns because they just repeat themselves. So that's why all these indicators here are pretty much my thought process, right? I create these indicators here so that I don't have to actually draw stuff up manually. And it's easier for me to explain. Because if I didn't have these indicators here, like say, for example, I took everything off the chart, right? I literally took everything off the chart. And I'm like, all right, guys, so price is going to come back up to this point. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You guys would have no idea. That's why I created these indicators to show you guys what I'm looking for. Because I can't just tell you, oh, price is trending up, right? I have to show you something. Price is trending up because the trade meter is green. Price is trending up because price is above the pivots. You know, momentum is going up because the momentum indicator is indicating price is going up. There's a lot of things here that come into play, and there's a reason why I created these indicators. They're not for no reason. They're all for something very specific. So yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys are all making use of all these tools that I've created for you guys because they all play their own part in analyzing this market. So other than that, I don't think there's not really much. Yeah, no, you're right, Rick. Because I know Rick knows, like before I would take a lot of riskier trades and they would all hit. You know, but it's just I got to be conservative, guys. You know, just to fit for everybody. I'll show you guys what risky trades are, and I'll tell you where it's you know possibly coming. But just like you know what Rick said, you got to cater to everybody to the majority here, which All right, we need this sell signal right here. And then once we get the sell signal, we can start looking for some buys. We just need this retracement. I mean, we need a real retracement to happen. Man, this thing didn't close. So this is so whack that it hasn't closed yet. Anyways, back to this over here. C6 asking, is that a V3 on the 5-minute? Let me check. Technically, yes, this would be a V3, but I'm not looking to take any sells, so I wouldn't take it personally. So I wouldn't necessarily look for that there. Yeah, there's possibly a V2 right here. If this V2 here closes, I will most likely take this trade. There's a wick on the bottom. Charles, there's no V2. Man, this market is like, what do they know what we're doing here? Is that why? So yeah, and there's news coming up shortly too. Thanks, Peter. So this red line right here is the news, guys. Oh, there's a sell signal right there. Okay, but we don't have the low though, so it's all right. So we'll I know, right? Man, he said close a group shot and then catch me on the K2, right? Man. All right, so let's see. We got this possible high low that's, or this V3 that's coming up. So let's see. We'll be following it. Got about 15 seconds left on this here. It might come back down, retest the sessions, which is fine. We need this to close red though. All right, so if this right here closes, it needs to close green. Still pushing down lower. This is fine if it pushes down lower because it's probably gonna come and test this sessions over here. Three-minute V1. This wouldn't be a V1 because they're not, there's no double wick rejection. The second wick is not at the same level. So no V1 off that. Yeah, the candles are kind of small. So possible V3 right here, guys, if we get a green candle. The only problem with this, guys, that you guys want to keep in mind is that the stop loss is going to be kind of tight. So you might want to just have some safety net there. Or what we might use for the TP stop loss is we just might use the same one that we were using before for like the V2's 30-10 split. Oh, that's fine, especially on lower. So as you guys can see right here, price is rejecting right off the sessions. Which is fine. It's kind of what we were expecting, what we were waiting for here. All right, still pushing lower right here. That 5-minute, that C-Suki you're looking at, looks like it is pushing into profit. It's probably gonna hit TP. I know it's a risky trade, but it's probably still gonna hit TP. It's getting close to it. All right, so possible variation right here, but this is gonna be kind of risky, guys. It's right at the sessions. This is why I kind of don't like it. I mean, it might not even close, but it's right at the, actually, it's not going to be a variation because we already have a new low right there. There goes, it pushed it down lower. This might be setting up for a variation for a buy actually. So if this closes right here with the sell signal, this could be a variation 3 for a buy. Yeah, looks like it. So there's actually a 3-minute variation right here if this closes. It's still kind of same situation here too, though, guys. It's still kind of the problem with this is that it's still kind of tight. It's not really going to be enough space for us to cash it right there. Going back to the 1 minute. To right out the sessions though. So let's see if we'll hop into this. It's a bit risky. Just gonna make sure the numbers here are cool. Let's see. Check out the 5-minute real quick. There's my mouse at. The low light kind of disappeared right there. Here, let's see. Yeah, so I'm not in it yet, guys. I'm waiting for it to I'll have a buy stop right there set. So when it pushes up, it's going to enter me into the position. So see where it goes from here. Yeah, I'm not in it yet. The problem with this right here is that it was at the session. So that's why I was kind of worried about taking the trade. What I do have is I have a buy stop set right here. So if it does come back up, it's going to fill my order and it's going to put me into the trade. I'll make sure my settings are proper here. See where my settings are at. And then we also have news coming up shortly, guys. So it's going to be a bit risky. Yeah, we're not in it yet, Rick. I have a buy stop set right here so that when it does push up, it'll put me into the trade. Because it was right at the session. This is why I don't like taking trades around here. There's a lot of manipulation that happens right here. Price can either go down or it can come up. That's why I like to wait. So I'm not in it yet, but I'm waiting for it to swing back up. When it swings back up, I have a buy stop waiting right there. So when it does come up, it'll fill my order and I'll just write it up with it. I was waiting for it to retrace down a bit. I don't know if it was going to retrace down this far, but it did retrace down quite a bit. Let's see, my buy stop price is at what is it at? 35,707.55, Professor. But if it keeps dropping, I'm just gonna cancel it. Let's wait for another one. Let's see where it goes here. I might just cancel it because it's just dropping too much right now. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm not gonna. So just a reminder, guys, because it's right at the sessions, or it's gonna bounce off this green sessions actually. It's gonna be right there. So if it bounces off, it might just shoot right back up. So I'm gonna hold on a little longer before I cancel it. There we go, as it pushes back up. So just a reminder, guys, if you guys are wondering what's going on right now, this is a trade that we were trying to enter over here for this V3. The low over here disappeared because it repaints obviously until it's established. but I'm waiting for it to come back up because I'm still not in this position yet. There you can see his price is pushing up right here. Going for about 300-ish pips. It's in between the sessions though, so that's kind of what makes it risky. But we'll see if it pushes back up right here. I'm trying to line it up with this. Let me see if I can just draw a line right here. So this is where the entry is supposed to be. Still got it pending. It didn't fill. Okay, it did fill on my FTMO. So I'm in the position right now. I'm trying to see if I just want to see where my thing's supposed to be at. It's hard to match this up with my freaking thing over here. With my FTMO, because it's so off. I'm trying to see where it's. Okay, so there's a wick that goes a little higher. I gotta adjust my TP a little bit low here. This is kind of a risky trade, guys. So if you guys don't want to hop into it, you don't need to. It actually filled my buy stop. I gotta adjust my TP a little bit. I'm trying to line it up with FTMO, but it's confusing because it's not the same exact price. Right. So I didn't get to cancel it. It kicked me into the trade. And we'll see how long I can hold on to this for. Hopefully it pushes up. I probably should have canceled it because it was right. I just realized it was right at the sessions again. So I just made it a bit. I just don't like trading around the sessions. The sessions could either be a good thing or a bad thing. It can either break through it and push up higher, or it can bounce off it. So I just had to make a small adjustment there. And then just let it do what it needs to do. Yeah, exactly. Mine did too, Dijon. I was going to cancel it, but it came back up and then I just filled my order. Let's take a look at the 5 real quick. So if this closes here green, then there would actually be an entry here off the 5 as well. Or actually there wouldn't be because there's no sell signal there. There'd actually be nothing here off the 3 either. So all those confluences that we were kind of trying to use, that we were planning on using earlier, they wouldn't have filled. My stop loss is a lot lower too, guys, because I took a smaller lot size. I was expecting on entering for a discount below here. So my entry was actually a little lower right here because of the spread. It kicked me in, and my stop loss is actually lower down here. That's how it is on my FTMO. I haven't adjusted it. It's just the whatever the DOM set it at. So I have my stop loss below the sessions over here, just in case. And if I do move my stop loss and profit, I'll let you guys know. I just don't like how the market's moving right now. It's moving so slow. See if we can get some movement here. There we go with that buy signal. I wanted to close above the sessions. If it closed above the sessions, I'll feel a lot more comfortable with the trade. It's just don't like how the market's moving. All right, so I'm currently like slightly in profit. Let you guys know what my plan is if I do end up, pulling. I just don't like how the market's moving right now. It's not really moving directional at all, either direction. So, and the thing is, we had it's not even an official entry. That's why I'm kind of like tempted to just pull out when it goes back into profit. Because the problem with this here is we were looking for a confluence on the 5. There was no confluence. There might be if this closes with the green candle. If it closes with the green candle, then this would be an entry for the 5. Same with the 3-minute over here. We were looking for a possible entry, but it didn't close how it needed to. So no entry off this. This is technically not even a real entry. It's we kind of just got pulled in. And yeah, also because Joshua also mentioned there's news coming up in 2 minutes. So I don't like trading during news. You see a lot of manipulation around that period. So I kind of just want to I mean, if I have an opportunity, I'll pull out. I just can't pull out like right here. I did make it slightly in a profit over here, which I probably could have pulled out, but I was waiting for that buy signal to possibly close. Man, this market it's not moving at all. It's going sideways altogether. Let's see. Well, we're getting really close to the news though. That's why I'm getting kind of worried about the position. I mean, if I eat the loss, I eat the loss. This isn't even a real trade. So, or we might get another V3 right here. I was hoping to get out of this before the news came, but it doesn't look like it. News is going to come up in about less than a minute now. So let's see where the news is at. All right. Let's see, maybe I'll just push up straight to my TP. Or if it pushes in a profit, guys. So if it pushes in a profit, I'm probably going to manually just close it out. Let's watch it. Because we're not supposed to be in this position to begin with. Let's see. All right, news is coming in about 15 seconds. Buy snipe for Confluence, V2, V1 there, potential double bottom. All right, so we're on the news candle right here. Let's see. It doesn't look like anything's happening though. Maybe another V3 off this right here if this bounces off. I can't even see what's going on because there's no body on the candle. It's just we have a red line right here and the candle is red, so it's kind of just bouncing off there. All right, let's see. I'm kind of shocked that the market's not really doing anything. It's like mid-market. It's like still like it's supposed to be busy time for New York session, but it's not really moving at all. All right, let's see. We got a pending buy signal there. If that buy signal closes above the what is it? Above the, let's check the news real quick. Oh, thanks, Peter. Yeah, so it was just neutral news. Nothing really happened. I don't know if there's any news here on my FX book. Today is the 10th. It's just a lot of like low impact news, 4-week bill auction, 8-week bill auction, New York National Treasury purchase in 7 to 10 years. Yeah, not really too much going on. Okay, so I'm back in profit right now. If you guys want to close out in profit or move your stop loss in profit, I mean, it might be too close. Damn it, it pulled back again. Oh yeah, so this might be a triple confluence right here. Actually, if it closes as a buy signal, this will actually be a triple confluence right here. Maybe I'll hold on to it then. Right, yeah, so if you guys want to move your stop loss in profit, you guys can. I'm probably going to hold on to it for this fucking hell. I was hoping it was going to be a triple confluence and it just disappeared again. I'm still in profit, but I was hoping that it was going to close This market is tripping me out. It's too so when it pushes back up, let's see, I'm back in profit again. Oh my God, there's no it was so close for the triple confluence right there. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna pull out when it pushes back up. Yeah, and that was so close. If that was a triple confluence, that'd be such a nice entry. But I guess we're back at this BS right here. Yeah, I know the market is playing. Nice. Fahad said, F it, took me out with stop loss and profit though. Yeah, I know, nice move. I'm glad you got out of it. It keeps bouncing around the sessions, which is annoying. So you guys can see the sessions right here, the purple line. It's just bouncing around this area this whole time with no real movement. It's just kind of going around. So here we go as it pushes up again. Let me check. So there's an order block on the bottom side, actually. It's supposed to push price up. So we do have an order block right here. So with this order block, it's bouncing off and pushing up. I'm just going to pull out in profit, guys. I'm moving my stop loss, my TP a little bit closer, or I'm just going to manually exit it the next time it pushes up. I'm just tired of holding on to this trade. There's probably gonna be another V3 right here. Or not. Man, this market today is just, it's not really doing anything. Let me possible V3 again right here. Just trying to clean it up. I'm trying to clean it up a little bit. So it's bouncing off the order block right now. It's an order block right there. Possible V3 that might be coming up. But even if this V3 comes up, I'm probably going to close out. Yeah, when I get back into profit, guys, I'm just going to close out. I'm tired of holding on to this position. There isn't anything going on. It's going back and forth within these two sessions. Basically, this session right here and this session, it's not really doing anything. It's just going back and forth. Here we go, back in profit. Oh my God, dude, this freaking stupid market. Just have to manually close it out. So guys, if you guys are in profit, if you guys want to hold on to it, feel free. I'm just waiting for it to push back up a little bit. I'm just going to close out. There we go. Made about 1,000 off that. That was nice. 890. What a fucking trade. Oh man, that was stressing me out. Oh, I made 890 off that. So can't complain, but whatever. Oh my God, this trade is so annoying. And the spreads are huge too. Maria said spreads are huge. So I should have made like over 1,000 off that trade. I made 890. So I'm already out. If you guys are still in the position, pull out. I mean, this market today is something else. It's not usually like this, guys. Like if you guys are new here and this is your first day, the market's usually not like this. It usually goes straight to your TP or it goes straight to your stop loss. Thank God it I guess pull out in profit. So guys, I mean, I'm hoping all of you guys pulled out in profit. That trade was stressing me out. We're holding on to that trade for I don't even know how long. You just got to be smart about it. It's probably going to hit TP, but whatever. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'd rather be chilling than stressed out anyways. All right, so this is a position that's still technically running, but it was literally torture this whole time, just waiting for it to actually do something. It's like that meme. Have you guys seen that meme where it's like a kid poking something with a stick and he was like, do something? because it wasn't really doing anything at all. But I'm taking a screenshot of my profits right now. On my MFFs, I made about 640. On my copier, I made 590, some slippage there. It's okay. Slippage happens. And then on my main account, I made 890. So it's probably going to hit TP. If it does, great. If it doesn't, whatever. This trade is not going to be counted as an official trade because there was no official trade there. This was just a speculative trade that we were hoping was going to be an official trade, but it didn't because, obviously the market's not really on our side today. But I just want to be fully transparent with you guys. I was in that position. I made profit off that position. There you go. Full TP. See what happens? This market is tripping, bro. This market is like, I knew it was going to hit. I was like, it's going to have to hit. It's going to hit, right? And then what happens? It hit. So, yeah, I mean, whatever. I still made my profit. Wow, this is crazy. So I pulled out at like 80. I only made 890 off this, right? Because I pulled out down here. Imagine if I held on right here, I would have made 3,200 off this trade. If I just held on to it. It's all good though. It literally played us, but I'm so glad we made profit. So here's I mean, it's pretty spot on. You can see right here, I made 16 bucks off my personal. I made 640 off my MFF. My second MFF made 640 as well. My copier on FTMO, I made 590. And then my main account right here, I made 890. So as you guys can see, we had a bullish bias, right? I mentioned that price was going to go up and look where price is going. This is why you guys have to have a bias. You guys can't be trading both ways because you get screwed. I mean, technically you can, but you only get lucky so many times until you get screwed. You got to choose a bias and stick to it. So I stuck to my bias here. If we held on to the buy there, it would have hit TP. But we've been holding on to this trade for, I'll measure it to see how long we're waiting for it. We were literally waiting for this trade for about 20 minutes. If you're holding a scalp for 20 minutes, that's pretty stressful because you're usually out within like 5 minutes or less. So, you just have to adapt to the market. If the market's playing with you, you don't want to play its game. You want to pull out. But yeah, these are the profits that I locked in for the day so far. So non-official trade, speculation, or whatever you want to call it. But we still made profit. I just want to be transparent with you guys to show you guys that, when I do take these trades, I'm really in these trades and I'm really stressed out, just like you guys. I'm not like, oh, here, take this trade and then don't take it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take this trade. If you guys want to take it, take it. And we're all stressed out together, which is okay. It happens. So locked in some decent profit off that speculative K2 scalp on live. So here we go. Nice. Professor's still actually in it. So Professor said he's in it with his stop loss and profit. So nice work, Professor. Strong hold right there. I mean, you were stronger hold than I was. I couldn't hold on to that. That trade was just pissed me off. I was like ready to pull out of it at any moment. So Al over here locked in 6,478. Nice work, Al. Patrick over here locked in a total of 2,079. Great work, Patrick. Wow, amazing work right here. Jeremy said, well, Sean, your indicators work very well in stocks. So he used the K2 indicators, traded stocks. He made 2,024 for the day. Amazing work right there, Jeremy. So glad to see you guys killing it, man. It doesn't need to be US30. It can be forex. It can be cryptos. It can be stocks. It can be whatever you want, right? Jeremy over here applied it on stocks. He locked in a nice 2,000 for the day. So great work, Jeremy. And keep it up. I like to see a lot of people here killing it, whether it be US30 with me on live, whether it be stocks on your own account. I mean, it's really up to you guys. Sky's the limit when it comes to applying, the K2 strategies on whatever assets you guys want to trade on. So great work, everybody here. I will go and take a look at the other profits here. There's a couple more profits that were sent in. So over here, oh, Dijon took an L on that, man. Horrible. Oh, because it tripped your stop loss, right? Fortunately. Tommy over here took that trade. He locked in 1,016, total of 4,155 for the day. Nice work, Tommy. So great work right there by Tommy. I don't know if there's any other profits here. Let me see real quick. Sean over here as well. So Sean locked in a nice 2011 right here. So great work right there, Sean. He traded NASDAQ and US30. So solid work right there off that. Kenny over here sent his profits as well. Damn, what happened, Kenny? Looks like you took a loss earlier. Not sure if you took a different trade. I was from earlier this morning at 7:06. Might have been a different trade that you took there, but it's all good. You'll bounce back from it. Andreas over here locked in 1,090. So nice work right there, Andreas. Charles over here as well. He locked in 526 off this account. And then his other account right here locked in 293. Let's see. So Andreas said the loss I took was when I thought I could trade on my own. It's all good, Kenny. It's all good, man. It's all good, man. You tried. Keep trying. Don't give up. Yeah, so Kenny over here, unfortunately, Kenny was taking our trades. He had a bunch of wins. He tried to take his own trade and he lost. Looks like he kind of went higher on lot size too right here, Kenny. So that might have been a bad decision. What I would recommend is if you want to trade on your own, take a smaller lot size. Take a one lot, take smaller than one lot until you're comfortable and you feel confident with your trades and your entries. Once you feel confident, then you can take them with a full lot size. But yeah, it's all good, Kenny. You're going to bounce back from it. It's not a big deal. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'll see if I could find at least one more entry, hopefully, until we get off this session, and then we'll wrap it up for the day. So one thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that there's a lot of liquidity on the bottom side right here. So price might come crashing right back down a little later today, maybe for the mid-market reversal or something like that. Just something to to keep in mind. All right, right there. There's a lot of liquidity right here, guys. So maybe around like 10 o'clock later today, if price does end up reversing, you can see that mid-market reversal. Price is getting really close to the news price, which is right here. Getting pretty close to it. Not there yet, but it is getting close to it. See what happens here. Nice. Yeah, decent high-low hit TP. Should have taken the 3-minute. She was way smoother. Yeah, Cern said CNBC just mentioned stocks back in profit. So guys, one thing that you guys want to look out for too, like what Cern said, is when you CNBC post something over here, whenever they say something, market usually does opposite. So right here, they said stocks turn positive as investors shake off hot inflation report, spike in yields. As soon as they post that, price comes down. So one thing that you guys want to keep in mind is whenever CNBC posts something, just look at price. I only know this because I see it every time. Like every time it happens, it's a huge red flag. Whenever they post something, so say if they say stocks are doing bad, price will go up. Because the thing is, people try to bandwagon on these moves, and then vice versa, price will go down if they say stocks are going up. So what happens is CNBC reports this news late. So when they report this news, people bandwagon onto the news, right? They say, oh, stocks turn positive. Then everyone tries to take some buys. As soon as people take buys, price comes right back down because they manipulate price to stop those people out. And then all of a sudden, right after, it comes right back up. So something for you guys to keep in mind when you guys are looking for entries after any type of news is released, whether it be from CNBC, whether it be economic news, whether it be Biden speaking live. There's always a reaction to some sort of news event that can even remotely affect the market. So something to keep in mind. Looking over here at the Fundamentals are currently at 17 points or 20 points in the red. Not very strong, but still in the red slightly. Looking over here at retail sentiment, it's currently 62% short, meaning that there's 62% of retail traders on the short side. So we're definitely still looking for buys here. Definitely not looking to take any sells. But there just isn't any sell entries available, any buy entries available right now. If we got a V3 or something, or a V2, even a V1, we can possibly take it. But there just isn't anything available right now. So yeah, it's 6:48 right now. We got about 12 minutes till 8. Usually I stop trading at 8 o'clock. So I'm hoping we could find something till then. If not, then we might have to wrap up the session, unfortunately. Tomorrow is Friday. Let me see if there's any news tomorrow. I think there is, or not really actually. So there's prelim UOM consumer sentiment. It's medium impact, not really anything too crazy, but consumer sentiment. Oops, what did I do? Refresh this, see on my FX book if there's anything there for tomorrow as well. Yeah, nothing crazy. I mean, there's Michigan inflation expectations, Michigan consumer sentiment, current conditions, pretty much more inflation news. And then at 7 o'clock, we have the Fed monetary policy report and Baker Hughes total rig. So there is some news tomorrow, not a crazy amount, but there is going to be some news tomorrow. So we will see where that goes with. Anyways, back to the charts over here. Nothing available here on the 1 minute. Nothing available here on the 3 minute. Nothing here on the 5 minute either. This high low or this variation didn't even come up. Other than that, yeah, you said lots of invalid signals in the last 2 days. Yeah, the market's been super choppy the past 2 days. I'm sure you guys have noticed that too. Everything here, well, not during these sessions, but like right here, really choppy. Pretty much the live session the other day too. Super choppy as well. I mean, just a lot of choppiness. A lot of this happens because of the inflation news that was coming out. A lot of people were uncertain as to like where price was going to go, what news was going to be released. I think next week, let's see if we have any news. Generally, we want a week like NFP, right? So like last week, market was super smooth because it was NFP. There was a lot of news that was pushing price one direction. This week, not so much news. Next week, we have some more inflation news. So I think next week, price will kind of push farther in one direction. We have PPI, core PPI, the Empire Manufacturing Index. We have basically a lot of inflation news, not just in the US, but over in Canada as well, core retail sales. So we have a lot of high impact news next week. We have the Fed as well. Next week's actually Fed week. So there's going to be a lot of news next week that's going to be causing a lot of volatility, pushing price one direction or the other. So this week, there wasn't very much news, so there wasn't much direction set. I think next week, there's going to be a lot more direction. So it's either going to go down a lot or it's going to go up a lot. And, obviously, we'll see where it goes from there. Possible V3 right here. One thing that you guys want to be careful for is the same issue from earlier, the sessions, right? Even though it closes above the sessions, this could be a bit of a risky entry here because that's basically what happened earlier. It was right at the sessions and we didn't really have much wiggle room there. Also, one thing right here too is that the stop loss is too tight for this V3. Also possible 3 minute there or not. 3 minutes gone. Solange is blasted right through it. Same with the 1 minute here. So blasted right through it. No 3 minute variation there or 1 minute variation V3. It just blasted right through it. So as you guys can see, it's going to hit liquidity, or looks like it's going to around this area. If it hits liquidity, it might push down a little more. Solange said, I'm done for the day. This is stressful. Yeah, it's just like Seren said. Seren said, thank you, CNBC. Exactly. Yeah, C6 said, that's the same session we just got tortured through. No, thank you, LOL. I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's getting close to 8 anyways, guys. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I can answer whatever questions you guys have right now. I don't think I'm going to be taking any more trades. It doesn't look like anything's going to come up within the next 8 minutes. Unfortunately, today was a very choppy day, just how it was yesterday. So not much we could have taken today. I'm glad I locked in some profit, but obviously those aren't official trades that we've taken. CT said that one had me stressed. So CT actually locked in 9,314 off that buy that we had earlier. He held on to it, but he did say that it had him stressed. So, it's risky day for all of us here. A lot of people are stressed out over that move, but I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here still locking profits. D over here as well, locked in a total of 131. Nice work, D. I think this is your first day here, so you did pretty solid. This is probably not your ideal first day. Don't worry, the days are going to get better. It's just choppy market today. Patrick as well, he's done for the day. He locked in 3,072. So great work right there, Patrick. And then we also got Jeff over here as well. Jeff with a total of 9,895. Man, Jeff's just showing off now. So nice work right there, Jeff, off those trades you just took there. Other than that, I think that's it for now. Let me check my calendar so I can see. All right, guys. So for next week, we will likely have our mentoring session either on Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'll put up a poll in the group to see what day works best. Tuesday or Wednesday, either day. That'll be our day for our group mentoring session. But other than that, I don't think there's any other questions here. Let me see if there's anything else. But you can see right here, guys. So it hit liquidity, and now it's pushing lower, right, to the next area of liquidity. So this is why it's important that you guys draw these liquidity areas, because you guys can see it plays out perfectly every time. Price came down, tested it, came down for a second test, and it broke right through it. So if price continues to hit these liquidity zones or liquidity areas, it's going to push down lower, possibly, if it hits right here. And then if it hits down here, maybe even lower than that. So definitely something to look out for and keep an eye out, because you can see right there. There you go. Price broke the liquidity. It's pushing down lower. Try and push down over here as well. But yeah, other than that, guys, I think that's it for now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. I'm not looking to take any sells, so I'm not going to take any of these trades here, but it is pushing price down. Rick said, I'm riding a sell into the abyss, shooting for London low. So Rick is trying to ride this down to here. It is risky, but no, definitely, Rick, if you can just keep trailing it, as long as your stop loss is in profit, then I think you're solid. You can ride it for as long as you want. The main key is always to lock in profits and guarantee your gains. So as long as you've done that, I think you're fine. But yeah, guys, anyways, getting close to 8. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, pop into the chat if you want to ask anybody else how they're doing. Nice. Jeff's now up 15. So he did catch those drops right there and this run down. So great work right there, Jeff. Keep running. But yeah, I know, Eddie, right? Exactly. I agree. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree too. All right, guys. So other than that, bro, no, I agree with you 100%, Maddie. That's exactly what I'm thinking too. But yeah, guys, I think other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. Nothing on CNBC. Let me just refresh this to see where the indexes are sitting. So all the indexes are red again right now. So, maybe price might be reversing back down, but who knows? Maybe price might be pushing back up. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. If you guys have to trade, use proper lot sizing and proper risk management, but I would probably just stay out of the market for the day because it is moving kind of risky. We'll pick back tomorrow, and I'll see you guys as we wrap up the trading week. So see you guys tomorrow, and have a great rest of your morning.